Sweet. All right, Jason, take it away.
Okay, this is the last meeting we got, TCL-53, so sad. And I think we'll kick off with demos, right? And do we know who is going to lead demos? I don't want to have to roll the dice. Is
I think I can share my screen.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Really, Nisha.
Okay, so welcome to our app. It's called Shroomy. We decided to go with a mushroom theme. It's your groovy shopping companion. So this is the home page, two call to action buttons. You can create a new list, or if you have already an existing list, you can click on join existing list and enter the three-word token. We also have a link down below where users can click to learn more about how the shopping list app works. Jeff, if you want to present.
Sure. So for each of the features, we just gave it a short blurb and also an example of what that screen would look like. So it talks about how to create your own list, how to add items. And then when you add each item, the color scheme for the urgency. And there's also a little icon for each of them as well. And near the bottom, we also see that there's, as you purchase them, you can see the last purchase date. It also updates over time to tell you which items that you need to get the soonest. And if they go inactive, eventually they also get off the list. And then the last part with the tokens. If you want to save your list and you want to share it with your friends or your household, anyone in your household, they can just share that token, that token, and they can also look at it, add on to it as well.
So once you get onto the list view, we have a header here. So at the top, there's actually a share icon, which you can toggle share with others. So once you click it, it displays your unique token. And upon hovering over the token, you can click it and it will actually copy it to your clipboard. We also have something telling you how many items are in your shopping list, the total items. Again, below we have two links. One, once you have items in your shopping list, you can expand the details, showing you more information about them, as well as going back. If you want to learn how Shroomy works, you can click that link. And then at the bottom, we have a prompt where you can start adding to your list. Add your first item.
So for adding a new item, you can simply type the name of the item that you want to add. So if you want to add strawberries, you put the name of the item that you want to add, how soon you want to have them into your shopping list, and then you click on add item. And once that's done, you have a little display that tells you that the item was successfully added to your shopping list. It goes away, and then you can continue adding more and more items. And once you close it, you'll be able to see it onto the main page here. And like Nisha was mentioning with the add and close all item details, you can simply toggle in and out here. And then I'm going to go ahead and change the token so you can see what it looks like with a lot of different items as well. Okay. And now you want to talk a little bit about the list items and all the functionalities that we have on there?
Yeah, sure. So you can see that each item has a different background color. Well, not all of them, but that is supposed to indicate the urgency level of each item on the list. So for here, I think that blue would be inactive, so items that haven't been purchased in a really long time. Another indicator we have is the mushroom icon next to each item name that is also supposed to correspond to the urgency. We thought adding like another element of visuals like that would make the app more engaging and fun to use. Makes, shopping, shopping a bit less boring. And if you click on the trash can, we've already talked about that. It will pop up a dialog box to verify that you really want to remove that item from your list. So there's the option. And yeah, that's about it. If you check on an item, if you click on the checkbox, then it will automatically update to display a different UI. I think that's about it. And yeah, with the drop down, the chevron icon is supposed to show two different views. One is the fully expanded view, has all the details, and then the other is the compact view, which is what we have by default. Thank you, Nina.
We also have the filter items function as well, which you can start typing an item and it'll pop up which one matches that item. If there's an item that has multiple letters, it will instantly just show which items are present on your list with those elements. Yeah, I think that concludes everything. Thank you, guys.
Yay.
That's great.
Super awesome.
Nice.
Well done.
Awesome.
Love this design too. It's always fun to see. Like I was just on another team's demo. I was like, oh, that's really cool. And I see yours like, oh my God, that's really cool too. Like there's so much thought in like into the just the details of the UI. I'm really super impressed with that. Also like the way that you all work together to present it too, like having you clearly kind of coordinated ahead of time to make sure everyone had a part in that. So great work.
That was really smooth transitions. It's nice.
Mhm. I'm always kind of curious about, there's like the first 6 weeks of the project is all, so you're being fed, these issues with very specific, acceptance criteria and everything. And then all of a sudden, the last 2 weeks, it's up to you to manage yourselves, kind of manage the project yourself, figure out even what to do, right? So what was that like for you? How did you all kind of come together and make that happen?
I can roll a dice, or I can just call on someone. Jenna, you want to go?
Yeah, sure. I just wanted to say thanks to Nina, who has been showing a lot of initiative when it comes to scheduling these things and kind of bringing us all together to think about like all these different decisions that we have to make for the app. So I'll definitely say a lot of it was thanks to her skills in scheduling and kind of like being a leader in all of this.
Nice.
I also want to add that it was definitely like a team effort, and it felt like not in a bad way, but it felt like we were kind of thrown into the walls because there was like so much structure from the start, and then to having like no structure whatsoever. It was like, do what you want, guys. It's like, oh, okay, we have to manage ourselves now. So that was fun. That was definitely interesting. Yeah.
Well, it's great. I mean, the result is kind of speaks for itself. It's really, really nice work. So, yeah, I'm super impressed with what I just saw.
Cool.
So I'm gonna drop. I'll let you guys do your final retro and everything. But great work. Well done. Hope to see you all in Career Lab. If we're not already connected on LinkedIn, make sure that we do that. You know, like this is, I mean, I meant to kind of attend other meetings during the course of the cohort and just didn't have the time and was traveling and stuff. But, at least I've seen a little bit of you in action, each of you. And, if that means, you need a recommendation or you like want an introduction to somebody in my network, I'm happy to do that kind of stuff. Like it's, the whole reason that we're all here is to help you all get established in tech. So, don't hesitate to connect with me and just, and also just stay involved in Collab Lab generally, like you've seen in the channels, like people are kind of coming back with questions and things, even after they've kind of, their cohort is long in the past. So Stacy likes to say, once you're a collabie, always a collabie. So, you're part of this community. But yeah, I guess that's it. Hopefully I will see you all in Career Lab. We'll be on the kickoff call tomorrow, but great work, everybody.
Thanks, Andrew.
All right. Yeah. Take care.
Okay.
You did it.
Yay.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. I was worried because you guys didn't respond. I'm like, do they not know who's going to do? But you guys like boom, 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 boom. I was like, oh, because I totally would have been, who's doing what? That's good. That's awesome. So last retro. Let's do this thing. What's the usual amount of time we do? Is it like 5 minutes?
Yeah, and
Very
then
good.
suss it out, see how
Cool.
people are feeling.
Cool. Put the timer on. Everyone's got the link. All right. minute 30 left. And that's time. Is that cool? We're all good? We don't need more time? Awesome. So I'm just gonna share my screen here. Let's hold on. Great. I need to share my screen. You can see me fumble through this. Cool. No, there's a way. There we go. Great. And now I'll give you 2 minutes to vote. Is that what we're doing? Cool. And that's time. Cool. Did you guys vote? Is it because I'm not showing? Haha, that's why. Great. And then I sort by votes. Cool. This is not. This is the last retro. So how do I run this?
Yeah, I think the same way that you normally
Okay.
would, and then just action items will have to be followed up by people after the fact. We'll just kind of like keep that in mind.
Sure. So I'll just read out the highest voted ones.
Yeah,
Sounds
sure.
good. Thumbs up. Getting to learn more about accessibility and cross-browser inconsistencies. That's cool. That's a never-ending journey there for sure. New ideas. In the last 2 weeks, maybe the first week we specified to
Or
come up with a
actually,
design.
here I wanted to ask about
Oh.
the cross browser one. Did you figure out what it was that was making it not work in Firefox? Because it looks like it's working now, which is great.
Which part are you talking about? What-
For the cross browser inconsistencies.
No, I mean, what was not working when you?
Oh, I don't know. It's just like when I loaded it, like nothing displayed on the page.
Oh,
It would just be
that's
like a white
something-
screen.
That's something that we noticed too. I'm not sure where
Mm.
that's coming from, to be honest. It's
Okay.
like if you reload, it works, but like on the first, it depends on like which link you click.
Mm. Interesting.
So, yeah, maybe it has. I don't know. I don't know.
There,
Nice.
sorry to interrupt.
Mhm.
When I checked the console, there was an error message that showed it's referencing that the target container is not a DOM element. I don't know if it has to do with the index file where we create root. I don't know. I did try to see on Stack Overflow, and someone mentioned to move the script tag underneath where the div is, where we have the React app loading, and that should fix it. But I didn't get to try it to see if it worked.
Nice.
I mean, the error sounds like you're referencing an element that's only used in Chrome, but yeah, could be something else. That could be a red herring. Cool. New ideas? In the last 2 weeks, yeah, okay. Then last week is to create the design. Yeah, that'd be cool. I think a lot of the design around Collab Lab is to make sure we don't like suck up everyone's time. I guess it's a worry that if we told you, like, yeah, you guys are just burning them in out of oil. But yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to have a heads up for sure.
Yeah. It seems like that's kind of what you ended up doing organically. Like last week,
Yeah.
you all were focused on the Figma. Was there something else that folks wanted to address, or is it like about making that more explicit in the issue?
Cool. We'll go to the next one. Did you all get the spiel about the Career Lab? Is that a question? Does someone want to hear about the Career Lab?
I wrote that one. So
Okay.
I mostly just wanted to see, because I know that it was posted in one of the channels, but it wasn't our like team channel. So I wasn't sure if everybody got a chance to see it. Has anybody not heard the spiel about Career Lab? Thumbs up if you've heard of it. All right, cool.
Awesome. A lot of recognition, a lot of kudos here. I think you'll met her. Yay. You're welcome. And then should I just read them all? Jeff brings last minute cool ideas. That's awesome. Very cool. Amazing how well we present our demo. Can't believe how amazing the final result of our app turned out. Yeah, that was a lot of stuff, guys. That was crazy. You guys just threw everything at it. That was awesome. That was really awesome. Jen is execution ninja. It's really cool to see how well things can get done without overthinking it. That's cool. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, sometimes in development, people end up trying to make like the biggest, most general case of software, and it becomes really hard to maintain and think about. And sometimes you just do the simplest, cleanest thing. Cool. Nisha always has the coolest ways to implement features. Always learn something new reading her code. That's awesome to hear. Yeah, I mean, you'll always be learning things as you read code. Sometimes it's how not to do things. Sometimes it's, but you know, hopefully as a student career, you'll be learning a lot of cool things, usually about the language, better way to do things, and more syntactical sugar stuff. So cool. Megan, am I done doing this retro, or am I supposed to do something else?
Well, ideally everybody would sort of like talk to the things that they had put on the board. It's just a chance to like share how things have been going, like to hear from everybody, like what their thoughts have been on the last couple of weeks.
And you can tell I never run retros at work. I just participate.
Yeah. So usually like you can read out one of the topics and then whoever wrote it can speak to it, or if anybody else has thoughts that like relate to that topic, they can share. It's really just a chance to be like, let's talk about how things are going and
Yeah.
what went well, what do we want to keep doing, and what do we want to do differently in the future.
Yeah, for sure. Anyone? Like I know in our retros, we definitely come up with things we need to change. And then we review the last retrospective. Did we actually do the things we wanted to do? That sort of stuff to improve things.
I ended up writing the one for the last 2 weeks one for the new ideas. I think for that one, we did get a little bit lucky, like Jen had mentioned. Like Nina had organized a lot of this in terms of like the meetings and the designs and all that. But if we didn't have that, and I think initially they said a Collab would be like 5 hours per week. I think that would have been a little bit harder to do. So if it was just like a little bit more structure, it would still about a lot of flexibility and freedom to make whatever designs that we had. But having like a deadline of first week, you have to have an idea of like what is your design and how do you imagine it'll look like. That would make it a little bit more easy to implement. And the second week, we just can focus completely on the coding and the implementation part.
What was it, 10 in 2 weeks, Megan?
I think that it's that. So it's possible that it's not clearly communicated in the issues, which is good feedback, to take another look at those and see how we can word them more clearly. Are there other places, Jeff, that you think it would be helpful? Or like when you're talking about more structure for those 2 weeks, like what does that look like to you?
I was just thinking more of like, it could be like more loosely based like acceptance criteria, just in terms of having a design that you can submit. Like what we ended up doing, I think was fine. But if it was a little bit more explicit, then we would have a better idea of what to expect and what to do. And that would still allow a lot of freedom to be creative and think of different things. But the deadline might also help with forcing us to come up with an idea and having an idea what to do. So I think that would have been like just small change that would be helpful. But overall, I think overall the whole program was an interesting an interesting journey and experience, just being able to work with other people and collaborate and kind of work around everyone's schedule and seeing how that would work. So thank you all.
Thank you.
I thought the reform was good. I thought it was a lot of like throwing you in the deep end, but that's closer to what work is actually like. How well all these requirements are written out in the early stages is not my experience at all with professional work, usually. So
Yeah, teams that I've been on in the past, it's like you start out sort of with like a rough idea, kind of like what your issues look like at the end of the last weekly sync, where it's just like, we need this page and this page and this page. And then it would be like a dev before the ticket gets picked up, like a dev gets assigned to that ticket to sort of analyze it and figure out like what are the requirements and then flesh that out a little bit more, kind of like what ended up happening organically with you all. And so that then by the time that somebody picks it up, hopefully there's enough detail in there that it's clear to the dev that's working on it, like what what you're even supposed to be doing.
and I'm usually used to other teams doing the wireframes or doing the Figma. I'm used to having this is exactly what it looks like, which is that's fine. I would adhere to whatever you want. It might be hard, but I'll figure it out. But like I almost never have to like, oh, make something look nice. Nope. That's not my job. That's, it's great that you guys can do it though. That's awesome. Cool. Is that it? Is that anything else we want to chat about or?
Yeah, I guess since this is our last weekly sync, does anybody have any sort of like things they want to share about this experience and like what they learned, like overall, or any sort of lessons that you're taking with you as you head into your next thing? We could also just
Less.
go around and everybody could share.
Yeah, let's go around and share. Oh no, I'm seeing terror in some people's eyes. I mean, yeah, we can leave it as it is. I don't want to unduly worry anyone. But yeah, like Andrew said, you can certainly add me on LinkedIn.
Yeah, same.
I see how it'll work. It's cool.
I wanted to say thank you to everyone that's here. Yeah, this for me has been a great experience. It's kind of sad that it's over. When I think, Jason, when you're saying like, is there anything that we want to work on for the next time? I was like, well, you know, maybe a suggestion of mine is that we start working on another project, but then we get paid at the same time. That would be the next step. But yeah, overall, like it was great, like different, like seeing like how everybody works and like how everybody else thinks is always like so interesting because like, you know, we have like a criteria as to what we want it to be at the end, but like the process in between can look 1,000 different ways. So it's really interesting to see how everybody kind of gets to the end point. And then to like the pair programming points, I think someone was saying, well, it takes a little bit longer to code, right? Like, I think it's like 20% longer, but you get to a better solution. I feel like I've definitely experienced that when doing pair programming with like everyone, because like I'm thinking in one way, the next person is thinking like in a completely different perspective. So like if we hit a roadblock, then we're attacking it from like two different paths. So that's always really interesting. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. So yeah, and then thank you to all the mentors, because I know you guys have been putting in work and approving all of our crazy PRs, especially these past couple of days. And then like all the office hours and stuff. So yeah, thank you for putting in the time. Hopefully I can give back in a few months, or yeah. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, our pleasure. It's what we're here for.
And thank you guys for all your hard work.
That was a lot to take in, a lot to learn as far as process and tech, for sure.
Yeah, I'll say from my perspective, I was really impressed with how far like the app came in that last week. Like it seemed like, you know, everything was working and it was functional last week, but it feels like a totally different experience now with all of the styles and animation and just like your attention to detail of all the little bits and pieces of like the background images and like the transitions between pages. It was really cool to see it all come together and how quickly you were all able to pull that off. So well done.
Yeah, it looks like an actual product now. And I was just saying
Yeah.
the CSS is really impressive. I don't think I could have figured out how to do the swoop on the list items. So good job on that in particular.
With that, shall we wrap it up and say our goodbyes?
All right.
Okay. Hope to see you all in Collab. It'll be super, super useful for sure.
Yeah. Great job, everybody.
All right.
And like our channel is still going to be around too. So if you want to if you all want to keep working on this app after the fact, like you can totally do that. Other cohorts have done that in the past. Or if you just ever have any questions, you know, we're around. So
Yeah, always.
don't be
For
afraid
sure.
to ask. Yeah. All
right.
right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Bye. All.